So we are talking about values, and we are going to talk about respect. What is respect? What is the definition of respect? It's a feeling of deep admiration and, for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or the achievements they've made. To have high regard for someone, someone's feelings, wishes, or rights. Teaching your child how to respect others will ensure that they develop positive relationships with others, with other people, their family, their friends, the community. Respect means that you accept somebody how they are, even though you do not agree with them. So respect is very important. Just like we've talked about integrity before, respect is very important for us to teach our children. So respect as a value can be very abstract for us to train our children, but there are ways in which you can do that. How does respect look like? How can we teach our children to respect others? There are several ways in which you can do that. You can have role plays so that they learn how to respect others. For example, when you're getting food, you can allow other people to get food before you. Let them serve themselves before you. That's a good way of teaching your child how to respect others. Teach your children how to use manners. So saying thank you and saying please, and it might look like it's something that is so hard to do, and yet the more you keep on doing it, the easier it becomes, and you find that your children begin to use those words more often than not. So you can teach them how to use manners. Number 3, giving up a chair for an adult or even other people. So this was a very important lesson that we had learned when growing up, and it was very easy because of using buses or matatus, where when an elderly person entered the matatu or the bus, you just automatically stood up. Now this becomes a bit tricky because of we use our own personal cars, and also the regulations of the public transport where everybody has to have their own chair. So how can you teach your children that when an elderly person gets in, you stand up if there are no chairs, or just to show respect? You can do this when you go for occasions, functions in different places. You can train them to do that. Opening the door for others, that's another way in which respect looks like. So how do you teach your children to do that? You can do it by demonstrating to them that when you come into a place, you can actually hold the door for someone to enter. That's respect, not interrupting. So our children get to do this a lot. As in, you are talking to someone, you're seated there, you're having a conversation, and they barge in and say, mommy, I want to say this. And for them, it's an emergency. It's almost like an emergency. So you can train them that is not respectful. And how can they respectfully come and tell you what they want? There are several ways in which you can do it. There are several cues in which you can give them. So for example, your child can come and sit next to you and put their hand there to show you that they indeed want to talk to you. Or they can hold your hand or do something and say they will come and talk to you later. So that's respectful. Another example of ways in which our children can be taught to respect others is teaching them to respect differences. And the reason why this is important is, you imagine where your child is learning right now. Where are they getting their education? Most likely they have children from diverse places, diverse backgrounds, diverse races. So if you don't train them to respect other people, other background, other races, other religions, then it can be something that will be to their detriment. So you want to train them in that. Now, one of the ways in which we've done this in my home is that we keep on watching documentaries about people from different parts of the world. So we get to see the food they eat, we get to see how they do life, we get to see how they do their education, and we come to understand that different is just that. It's different. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just different. So obeying people in authority is also another way in which you can look for ways to train your child where respect is concerned. Now I want to point something out. Now in our nation right now, there's a lot of mockery where authority is concerned. where people make fun of our leaders and people in authority, and there's a lot of cartoon, a lot of comedies that are made about them, and you might think that is nothing, but our children get to pick from it. So it's important for us to show them that it's important to obey those in authority, obey the people in authority. Now I have a disclaimer where this is concerned. Now you have to train them that it's not blanket obedience, because if it's an elderly person or somebody who might end up harming them, then that's something wrong. But generally they should obey those in authority. And finally, listen when someone speaks. So you can do a role play where you're seated with your children and one person is speaking, the other is listening, and vice versa, and you keep on changing so that they learn that listening to others is actually a sign of respect, that you're interested in what they're saying.